What if madness doesn't begin in the mind, but with the choices we make? More than 40 years ago, Bano Qudsia wrote a novel that continues to fascinate, inspire, and divide readers across Pakistan and beyond. Raja Gidh is not just a love story, it is a story about morality, desire, obsession, and the invisible consequences of human choices. At its heart is one unforgettable question: can crossing moral boundaries slowly change who we become? The story follows Qayyum, a poor university student who falls deeply in love with Simi, a wealthy young woman. But Simi is already in love with Aftab, a man from a different social class. Their relationship cannot survive the pressures of family expectations and society. When Aftab leaves her, Simi is left heartbroken. Her emotional pain slowly grows into psychological collapse. Throughout the novel, Simi is often shown beneath the camphor tree. The tree becomes a symbol of loneliness, waiting, and silent suffering. It watches as Simi loses herself to grief, reminding us that emotional wounds can be just as deep as physical ones. Qayyum sees Simi's suffering, but instead of helping her heal, he cannot let go of his own desire. He remains obsessed with winning her love, even as her mind begins to break. In chasing what he wants, he gradually loses sight of compassion and morality. This is where the novel raises one of its deepest questions. When does love stop being love and become selfish obsession? Bano Qudsia then introduces the novel's most controversial idea. She suggests that when people repeatedly ignore moral boundaries, especially through what Islamic ethics considers unlawful or haram choices and sustenance, their character and judgment may slowly become corrupted. This is presented as the novel's philosophical and spiritual viewpoint, not as a scientific claim. The novel's title explains this idea through its most powerful symbol, the vulture. A vulture feeds on what is already dead. In Raja Gidh, the vulture represents people who feed on moral decay instead of resisting it. Qayyum slowly becomes like the king vulture. He is drawn toward another person's emotional destruction instead of walking away from it. The bird becomes a symbol of spiritual corruption, selfish desire, and the slow death of conscience. But Raja Gidh is about much more than one tragic love triangle. It explores psychology, social class, free will, guilt, and personal responsibility. Every decision becomes another step toward light, or another step into the shadow of the vulture. That is why the crossroads becomes the perfect symbol of the novel. Every choice shapes not only our future, but also our character. Even today, readers continue to debate Raja Gidh. Some see it as a profound spiritual masterpiece. Others criticize its ideas about morality, gender, and mental illness. Yet few Urdu novels have inspired so much discussion. Perhaps that is the true power of great literature. It doesn't simply tell a story, it forces us to ask difficult questions. As the novel ends, the lonely camphor tree still stands. The silence grows deeper. The vulture is no longer just a bird, it has become a reflection of human desire and moral decline. And one final question remains: do our choices simply change our lives, or do they slowly change who we are?